Hello. I am PK of PK's Rebalancing Mod, and I am doing a playthrough of PK's Rebalancing Mod for the purpose of showing off features, survival, and I suppose it's also to kill a bit of time. Now, I do have another world that I was working on, and in it we were a turtleneck-wearing swab boy who ended up finding a welder, a car which he rammed into a tank drone and then stole its RV or military cargo transport thing, and we found a few guns. We essentially had the workings of a long-term survivor who could build his own base, and that's very rare for me these days on day 3 or 4, whatever he was on. I may play that on my own, but there was no challenge to it, and thus I do not want to play it anymore. And I'm sure you'll agree with me because, I mean, So, now, if you want to pay attention here and just show off one of the bugs I experienced, and I don't know if anyone else does as well, but I saved this as my active list of mods. It has PKs on it right there. I'm going to quit the game, restart the game, and then we're going to create a world and see if it's still there. No, it's not. That happens to me every time I quit the game and come back in. I do not know why. Don't know if anyone else has that problem, but I would like to showcase it. It's been happening since PK stopped being part of the main game. I'd like to show off what I have. It's 8.4, which is default, 1.0 spawn rates, which I prefer 1.5, but that's fine. Half items and 1/3 NPCs. Everything else is pretty standard. I do have experimentals on, and I mean, sure, Schnell. Let's go to the world of Schnell as a custom character. Now, it is my intention to show off several different starts with the hopes that, you know, I can just show off as much as I can. I want to start in this warp zone. Warp zone, if you picture something like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Stargate or any MacGuffin from MacGuffinton, that's it. It's just you suddenly wake up and you're here, and you don't know why, and you're in some kind of slightly supernatural location when you start. So that's the warp place. Now, I thought about what I wanted very, very quickly. The list here is intentionally small, although I don't know how complete I can consider it. I actually don't see the one I was wanting to pick, which is my version of the Hunter that I like. Not there, so I think MuCo Assistant will work. The MuCo Assistant is something that I put in, and what it is just a lab tech. You've got some basic computers, cooking, survival, first aid. You're essentially set up with this character to make a small amount of mutagen from the start. Got your tainted tallow, which I've modded to allow to make the mutagen with, and your oxidizing and lye powders, which I've also modded in for that. So we've got our stuff there. We need to pick up some traits here. And what I want, I think we're going to go with hypostasis, which is a small penalty to, like, you gain fatigue faster and you heal slightly slower, but it's very slight. We're going to go pain sensitive, because we are just a lab tech, you know, nothing good there. And we're going to go weak stomach, because we do not handle things well. Okay, what do we got going on here? Oh, we're also going to go nearsighted, I think. I thought about it, and that's actually what I am considered in real life, so good enough for me. What I want on this side, I think we're going to go with night vision. I think we can go with I don't really have a list of things I want. I don't have a character in mind. In fact, I'd probably random it and I'd be okay. Well, I don't want to random this one yet, so I'm sure we can go for fast learner. Do we want fast learner? We really don't, to be honest with you. Go with fast learner. And I like strong lungs. We'll go for strong lungs. Good. Stat line. I want to go up the intelligence. And we'll lower that down to make 10. Okay. looks good to me. The guy's going to be mostly... Huh. Okay. Fair enough. Guy's gonna be there, and we're gonna randomize his name a bit. Neil Cameron. No. Warped in, and we want a warp zone. Oh, I should show that off. This is just the areas that you can start in. This is going to be my custom warp zone location. That's going to be some rubble in the middle of nowhere. I think it's actually the slime pits that I've added in. Really do not want to hang out there if you start there. I've got to nerf those things. I'm not sure how we're doing that yet, though. Strange cabin, exactly what it sounds like. Probably not going to be a good start if you're not a combat build. A crater is just a random crater, and there are hundreds of them per map area. Doom Lab warp in. Good luck with that as well. And we have the strange stones. Now those, I'm willing to bet that a lot of people don't even know what they are, or that we had something like them in the game. Why am I in a house? Should not be in a house. I should be in an anomaly. Well, I am not in an anomaly, so I am welcome to walk outside and see what's happening. I guess. No point crying over it. So I should have started outside of town somewhere like there, or there, or there, but I guess they've added code that removes the forced regeneration and error pop-up that happens as a result of it just not working the way it's intended to? I don't know. Okay, you want to travel with me? Because I can keep you safe? He doesn't believe me. Can you... Right. Whatever. Nope, not interested. Want to trade. That's what we really wanted. I do want those antibiotics. Heavens knows that I want this codeine. And I will give you this shiny, super shiny scalpel for all of your goodies. Except the biotics that are like 300 bucks for no reason. Okay, we've got some Vitamans already. We are all set up, like I said, to begin production of mutagen as soon as we have a nice place to hide and read, maybe, if we have to. So we are just waiting for the good times to roll. Okay. If you don't know what I just saw out there, that's a bunch of rubble, and we don't know why it's there. What's happening out there? It might be that there's actually a car that spawned in it. It might be that there's actually a warp zone right there, and that's what happened. An error occurred. Add zombie. There's already a monster. Okay, that's also not a good sign. Let's keep moving along. The error itself is fine. What that's saying is that the game is trying to spawn a monster on a monster, and the game does not allow that. Strictly does not allow that. So it's getting a little upset about it, which I'm okay with. Dispose of it, drop it, lock it, pop it. Drink the cola. Unpack the Toastums, but I don't have the space, so we're gonna eat a banana instead. There we are. We're gonna smash our fridge, please. Thank you. Whatever happened out there cannot be too bad, because if you look, the monsters haven't been eating me, so they're not here yet. They're not coming in yet. I don't have a butchering tool. This is good. Okay, can I make a shard knife? Are you a butchering tool? You are not. Good. Neither are you. Oh, phooey. Phooey. I don't have a knife. Not a situation that happens very often to me. I usually start with a character with some kind of knife, whether it's a hobo or the PK character or whomever. That's fine. I'll live. Let's get out of this house. Let's mark it as a house that we spawned in. We've already looked through it. And what's around us? Storage unit, never been to. Garage, probably not safe to go to. Bar, might be worth hitting up. Pharmacy would be nice if I thought it was something worth going for. I'm okay. I think we're going to want to walk, though. Let's take our multivitamins. Let's eat an aspirin. And let's begin our walk into the nothingness as a lab tech. Now, I did recently update the game. Upgrading the game to have rebalanced acidic ants and bug-fixed regular ants. What had happened is that when they added the acidic ants, they actually made it so that the ant special attack was borked. What'll end up happening is it tries to generate an ant larvae from an egg and then an ant from the ant larvae, but I had the ants actually turn into one of several different monsters instead of an ant. And then soldier ant comes after the drone ant, and the game did not like that because they changed to add the acid ants, and so I had to redo the whole thing. I don't necessarily mind the change. Overall, I think it's a good change. I just wish they had made it a bit more versatile than what it ended up being. And if you happen to be the one who did it, or to approve of it or know of it, what ends up happening is the acidic ants are actually still part of the ant faction. So the acidic ants will never end up fighting the regular ants, which is kind of silly. This is a pop basement, and I've instantly lost interest in that because we don't do the drugs. I don't know. I've never really found a use for marijuana. I guess it's supposed to be a pain reliever. Good luck with that, guys. Anyway, an ant will end up not fighting the other ants, so you can never get them to fight, and you can't get them to evolve in a dynamic fashion. It just has to be ant to ant to ant. I think it would be better if you force the ant to evolve, and if it happened to evolve into a linear thing, then that's cool, but now you're forcing it to evolve into a specific monster because it's part of a specific faction. And believe it or not, I had the queens. They were trying to upgrade themselves at one point because I did have a few evolutions for them, which is part of the reason why I chose to make the acid ants the way that I did. And the way I did was that the acidic ants, for the most part, do not evolve into other things. They mostly just stay acidic ants, so they're as strong as they're ever going to be, unlike the other ants, which get stronger over time, albeit they only evolve once or twice. So the acidic ants, strong as they're ever going to be. However, I did add a few new ants to the fray, and I did change their abilities around some places quite a bit. For instance, the soldier ants would just gush acid. They gush so much acid. It's ridiculous. And they spray acid now, don't get me wrong. It's not like they're just acid free, but it's just much, much better for me. It's gaudy to look at this big trail of acid, I think. And, I mean, if you try to at least imagine what you think an acidic ant would look like, I don't think it would look like a sludge crawler, but with acid. Just don't approve of the trail of stuff they had. So I turned it around, and hopefully it'll be better off. Other things I did was that I actually nerfed the powered marine armor, which is my own addition to the game. It's more or less on par with light powered armor. I think it was supposed to be more rigid than Rivet's RM13 armor, but at the same time it was better in a lot of ways because it was more rigid. I've definitely nerfed its stats down to be less good, I guess. It should now not be the overwhelming 40 armor piece that it was, although it does have pretty good armor protection when you turn it on. It's another big distinction. It protects better when it's on. It provides a 20% strength boost when it's on. It also gives you +4 strength when it's on, and it gives you the evil tag, which works kind of like a pseudo addiction over time. What ends up happening is that when you turn it on, you begin to accumulate points towards evil, and evil makes you feel bad when you don't have it. So you become addicted to evil and you suffer malices to your stats, but bonuses to your strength when you withdraw from this evil effect. And the evil effect is specific to one specific item. So if you have an artifact that's evil, you will accumulate evil points for artifact. But if you use this powered suit, you will accumulate evil points towards this powered suit. Why am I not finding anything? There's my shimmering light. This is actually my warp zone, so don't know why it didn't put me in the warp zone, but there it is, guys. I did add these. They're essentially just funky, warpy places. We want to see if we can't find... Say... do I have space? I have plenty of space. Crap, there's also a wasp. Well, I guess that's the end of this playthrough. Go away, please. Why is there a wasp there? That is the absolute worst thing you could put there. Okay, what do I have for items? Nothing. To get the hell on out of here, because it's very clearly not a safe place to be. Those shimmering lights evolve into a random nether monster. And, well, random nether monster might be... Go away, please. Random nether monster could be a Krek or a Grek or something equally harmless. Or it could be a hunting horror. And, boy, our hunting horror is fun. Go away. Great, now I've trapped myself in. Okay, guys, hang on with me for a second. There we are. Jerk. Okay. How are we doing? We have our pipe, it's not damaged. So yes, shimmering lights will turn into one of any number of bad times. They may not be strictly a bad time, but they definitely have that potential. So for our troubles and our dangers, we got a handy dandy soldering iron. All we had to do was give up our lab coat and messenger bag durability, but also our health. Flaming eye. Oh great. Yes, he stares at me and now I'm fungus covered or something. Watch. I don't know what's in that field campsite, but I am cold and I do not have a knife yet. So I think that's what we're going to focus on here. As far as our head, well, we are nauseated. Poisoned from what? Oh boy. Okay. Let's just move it all along. Pretend it's not there. Doesn't exist. We don't acknowledge it. So yes, I've nerfed many things, added many more things, and now I wish to show you this. Going to wait here while we stop freezing to death very quickly. There we go. Pop another aspirin. Mark this off as done. We have an anomaly down here, so let's mark that. Squiggly line. LB. Anomaly. Oh, whatever, I don't care that much, and you guys shouldn't either. Okay, we have... It looks like a working bike. Yay! Well, it's not just lucky. How are you? Are you a working motor thingy? You may be. You're only faulty. At least you'll have gas for me. I don't have a hose, do I? Why don't I have a hose again? Fine. Survivor zombie is a good distance up. So I think we're just going to walk back here and find fridge? Should be over here, please. Please don't be there. Thank you. Boy, if you're not aware, flaming eyeballs tend to cause various bad things to happen to you, such as fungal infection. Fungal infection, fairly hard to cure, believe it or not, but even if it wasn't, still a giant pain in the butt, and a really, really poor way to die after a really good start, just because you do not have access to mid and end game level stuff. Siphon into motorbike. Piss off, zombie, thank you. Wow, how far am I falling here? Yeah, that is a very cold head. You're gonna freeze to death if we don't find something somewhere. Let's check out the parking lot first. Because I don't actually have any... Because I don't actually have any loot stored in this bike, I have no qualms about leaving it. Oh good, now there are bees too. I really do like my mod, I really do, and I understand that some people don't, for whatever reason. But sometimes just the variety of monsters that can coexist in the same place until you walk by, just very entertaining. And hopefully a lot more like the original game than what the core game is. The original game used to tell you, this is how you died, guy, and this game is now more about surviving for 3 years and building a super mega base, and I feel like the game is just slightly different than it used to be, you know? Shipe. Are you gonna hear that? No? Okay, good. Shipe, come on, thank you. Shaker zombie, still not hearing me. Yeah, so the game is just a bit different than it used to be. This, I know I've talked about it before, but I feel no qualms in sharing it again. The flare. Flare in the core game, you light it, you strike it, it lights up, lasts about 30-45 minutes, and then it goes out. There is no good way to finesse it because it ends up just being alive the moment you strike it. In my mod, I've actually added a mechanism where that it won't start for a few seconds. So it turns into something else, and then it turns into an active flare. So it has a cooldown to it. What that does is it gives you time to put it where you need it to go, and hopefully navigate this terrible, terrible world you live in. Oh, is that a subway station? What did they do to subway stations? Jeepers, I thought that was a garage for this house. I was all excited to go check out the garage. I was gonna say, oh, you'd be surprised what kind of good stuff you can find in a garage. It's a subway station. Let me get inside there and look real quick. How are you doing, first of all? Terrible, terrible. If you have any gas in you, I would be amazed. Oh, good lord, what did you do to the subway station? It's inside now. I hate to tell you, but we don't have subways, first of all. And second of all, if we did have something akin to a subway, it would be like a train station. Most of them are above ground. Most of them are not open at night, although you can hang out there. I don't know why in the world you'd want to. It's a good way to get, like, the transit authority to come over to you and ask you, like, hey, why are you hanging out? They definitely do have a security guard who goes around to the different stations to kick the hobos out. I hate to say it, guys, but unless you're, like, in a city, and this actually is a fairly good city, so I guess maybe it does. You just won't be able to find something like that. And if you do, I mean, chances are it's like Bridgeport, New Haven, or something. I live in Connecticut. Southern Connecticut now. But, I mean, they're very, very, very quick to kick people out of these stations. They are not very nice to you if you do not have a way to kind of smooth it over. Anyway, enough about that, though. We have a Humvee in front of us with no thing, so I don't know why I'm checking. I do not have anything in mind here. I wanted to check out that grocery store. Not gonna happen. This character is going to focus on, I think, getting armor, warmth, some kind of museum if he can get to it. I guess I'll just settle for looting these houses. I noticed that a lot of people like to hang out in some of these things. These edge houses. They might be good for a day, but you really don't want to spend too much time there. Good way to hurt yourself. Okay. No, I don't want to dive. Siphon the gas out, please. Thank you. So, my character going to be focused on probably armor. That's its first order of business. There must be a beehive somewhere because, I mean, these bees are just way too common now. Security vented. Battery is in the red zone. But there's a lot of stuff in here. Wonder what it is. Okay. I noticed there seems to be a lot more shockers hanging around like grocery stores. That seems really weird. Are they supposed to simulate like preppers trying to break in before the end of the world, I guess? Okay, let's stick our sheets in there. And our long string. Let's see if we can't dip the rest of this in there. We just want everything out of the way. Okay, and to show off this flare, because I know I said I would, I strike my flare. I want to throw it real big. Oh, good. I managed to light myself. Okay, well, I'm out of that, so thankfully I don't have to mess with that. Sewing designers for designers. Sewing techniques for designers. Okay. Glass jar, that's good stuff. So, yeah, my throwing skill is absolute garbage, so it didn't go anywhere. You really shouldn't be surprised if that's going to happen, by the way. So please don't be. Let's drink. Let's drink. Yes, we want to start dropping things we don't need, and that is stuff like that. I want my sauerkraut. Can I please have sauerkraut? I want that syringe as well, unfortunately. Wrestling book can go, honestly. Sauerkraut is more important. But yeah, I mean, I can see exactly what's going on now out there. Good stuff. Glow stick. Glow sticks work the same as always, guys. Sorry. Long sleeve shirt. None of that is going to help my head. Shit, where are you going? Shocker versus bee. Bees are resistant to shocker. So, just put that out there now. You are not going to get anywhere trying to stab a bee with a tanto that's electrified with kajigger juice, or I don't know. Whatever. So the shocker is going to have to melee to death. Unfortunately for the bee, however, the shocker and the electricity is going to attract other things that can more proficiently melee to death. So it's not going to live very well, or long. That's not my problem, though, so I'm going to move on, I think. Let's keep dumping things in here. Okay. I do not want to leave this behind now because it is full of all my stuff. Ballistic hacksaw. That pot's eventually going to become a helmet. If I could ever, you know, find a knife, that'd be nice. Oh, look, the B1. What do you know? Okay, let's see what else we've got around here. I don't know what time it is, but I do want to be out of the cold by the time the sun comes up, so I do have wander spawns on. Wander spawns are going to make my life a lot more painful, I think. We have plenty of battery. Flip-flops, thanks for that. I'm going to cherish those forever. No. Yeah, no. Black pepper, that can be useful though. Okay. It's an 8? I guess so. I don't know what I saw. Okay. Clothing store. It looks to be one of the small ones with like the several back offices and stuff. Yeah, we don't really have an interest in anything in here, but we're gonna check anyway. Pants that fit, that's good stuff, guys. Pants that fit, sundress. Long underwear top is pretty good stuff, but yeah. Cargo pants, always good stuff, early game. Yeah, now that we're walking around with like, 15 pairs of pants on, we want the ones that fit to actually come inside. You guys can hang out on the outside, and those pants are going to get cut up when I get time. I would love a rag. Can't get a rag until I can get some kind of knife together. I can't get a knife together because I don't have a sharp object to butcher a cloth with. And I did not find rocks yet. Amazing how something as simple as a rock is just what I can't find. The apocalypse is truly nigh when rocks become valuable. Take this rock. I need one more still, or I need a sharp one. Feel like it's Dwarf Fortress now, where I can do napping on the rocks to get the experience points. Who doesn't have fond memories of power leveling in Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode? I wonder if that's still a thing. I haven't played that game in so very long. Oh, oops. Sharp rock. Good, 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 good. Let's drop the waistcoat. Okay, I don't want rock in a sock. I don't want pebble. Can I not make a sharp rock? Great, I can't make a sharp rock. I don't have any use. Oh, wait, I do have a sharp rock, so why can't I butcher with it? Am I not allowed to... Oh, boy. Whatever. Sun's coming up, so suppose it's not a big deal either way. Wambulance. Let's go to that before the, the sun really comes... Crap. Get item of disinfectant. Get item of aspirin. How are you? You have no battery. Okay, what do we have on the ground here? Those zombies are going to be along shortly, so I suppose I could wait around for the battery, but I guess the question would be why? Because I can. Okay. Let's unload the cell phone. Inventory, soldering iron, C, reload, inventory battery. C, reload. And let's zoom on out of here. We're still very, very cold. That's very, very bad. But not so bad for the moment. We are alive. We are going to a cemetery to loot the probably non-existent clothing that's there. And I did add a chance, and apparently it's a very bad chance because I almost never find it, of things like shovels and even an excavator. An excavator can spawn there. For the love of me, I've seen it once or twice even. But if you don't know, excavators are one of the only natural sources of boom cranes, and boom cranes are one of the only natural ways to lift up a vehicle that is of any significant size, especially your mega super awesome vehicle. So we are good on the foods and stuff. We are pretty good on the other stuff. That bee does not look like he's in a good mood, so let's see if we won't aggro him. They say ignoring, but we all know the truth, guys. Kind of like when a cat ignores the toy in front of it. Oh, well, there we go. Let's drop some more goodies in here. I'm going to end up leaving you guys very, very, very shortly, but I do want to finish this up. I don't like leaving loose ends, and I am fairly interested in trying this out since I don't really do a lot of different starts. And, I mean, it's not like I really have to. I've shown you pretty well that I can survive, and... Oh, good. Acid rain. My faves. I was gonna say, did they disable the pain for acid rain? Because... No, I guess there's a chance, which is nice. It shows that people are interested enough to at least attempt to problem solve this thing. And it may be my problem since I'm the primary user of acid rain, but I'd like to think that's other people taking interest. Helps my cause, especially since I don't do all that much C++ing. Shovel. See, that's good stuff. Maybe you can call it lazy on my part, I guess, but... well, this is not ideal. Sure, I can disassemble that. That's fine to start with. Crap, I really have no way of making a knife, do I? Shit. Well, blimey to me, man. Granolas, good stuff. A dress, an oil lamp. Okay, guys. Well, I said I was going to leave you here, and yeah. I'm going to take a peek, see if there's a way I can't get a rag of some kind. But in the meantime, it's been long enough, and I have a good start, and I've shown you what's happening. This is where we left off. We cruised around the outskirts of the city after finding a motorcycle. Pretty easy stuff. Now, who knows where this is going to go from here? Probably to good places, but clearly very stuck. Don't I have a scalpel? No, I gave that away because I didn't think it was going to be very useful because I'm dumb. Shovel, do you cut? No, you don't. Okay, well, thanks for joining.